Hi, third grade. We've got the end of Solomon's reign. Okay, Solomon's reign is coming to an end. We're in 1 Kings chapter 11. Look at that date. What is that date? Do you recognize it? It's one of the dates we did not do on our history, but we always wrote it in. It's when Israel divides into two kingdoms. And here's the events that happened before that. I'm going to read you the card and show you the connection, okay? 1 Kings 11, 931 BC. Although Solomon was wise, he did not wholeheartedly follow the law of the Lord in his latter days. He married many women. These actions were taken in direct disobedience to the command of the Lord in Deuteronomy 17, verse 17. To make matters even worse, these women were not Israelite women, but women from the idol-worshipping countries that surrounded Israel. God had told the Israelites that having many wives and making covenants such as marriage with unbelievers would cause their hearts to be led away from him. Just as God has said, Solomon's heart wandered away from the Lord, and he let his wives worship their own gods and even built places of worship for them. This greatly angered God. He told Israel to remain faithful to him and to keep his law. If they were not faithful, God would discipline them severely. God caused enemies to arise against Solomon. This, however, was not the greatest punishment that Solomon received for his disobedience. Just as Solomon broke God's covenant by his disobedience, God decided to break Solomon's kingdom. Look at that. To break Solomon's kingdom. And then we get this. The kingdom divides. Israel divides into two kingdoms. And that's 1 Kings 12. And it's also recorded in 2 Chronicles 10. Look at the date. Okay. These are the events that led up to this. I'm going to read this card as well. Okay. Solomon built places of worship for his heathen wives to worship their pagan gods. That means they weren't worshipers of the Lord God Most High. They had other gods, okay? The Lord God was angered at this blatant disregard of the first commandment. God told Solomon, because you have done this and have not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom away from you and give it to your servant. Nevertheless, I will not do it in your days for the sake of your father David. I will tear it out of the hand of your son. However, I will not tear away the whole kingdom. I will give one tribe to your son for the sake of my servant David. The prophet Ahijah appeared to Jeroboam, a servant of Solomon. He told him that God would give him 10 tribes of Israel to rule. After Solomon's death, his son Rehoboam became king. He increased the burden of the work of the people, and the tribes rebelled. As the prophet Ahijah foretold, Jeroboam ruled over Israel, but a remnant stayed faithful to Rehoboam and declared their independence. So you see the conflict right here between the two kingdoms. God taking the kingdom away from Solomon because of his disobedience. And a lot of it had to do with those foreign wives. Okay, now we're going to fill out the one sheet, the end of Solomon, the one sheet, which is 6 questions. And I'm going to let you know about when the test will be. We are going to go over this one. I'm not sure there'll be a test on it. Okay, I have to let you know about that, okay? But there will definitely be a test on this one. I have to decide when the test is because next Wednesday there is no classes. A week from today, I'm doing it on Wednesday night, I'm doing this tape. And there's going to be no classes on May 20th because Mr. Schultz has declared an extra 2 days of Memorial Day weekend. So we have off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, wait. Do we have Wednesday off? Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Something like that. I have to check that out. I might be correct. And so then we will only have class Monday and Tuesday. So I'm going to try to decide whether I'm going to have this test on Tuesday or after that little break. Okay? We still have a little bit of work to do, but we're getting to the end, okay, guys? So here's the event that we've been waiting to hear about all year. It's all because the end of Solomon's reign. End of Solomon's reign. Israel divides into two kingdoms. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.